Hello, everybody. Hi, my name is Trayshawn, and I will be doing a public service announcement on how to navigate your Adobe Sketch via smartphone. Me, myself, I have a Apple, so pretty much everything you're going to see is going to be screenshots from my iPhone. So let's go ahead and get it started. So since we're going to be doing the Adobe Sketch, went ahead and shown a quick logo right here at the bottom. Um, so if you do end up going to the App Store or Google Play, whichever one you want to be looking for that one, they do call it Adobe Photoshop Sketch. Not too sure as to why, but when you do pull up the app, it's just going to come up as Adobe Sketch. Alright. Alright, so I went ahead and opened up the App Store, and pretty much this is the page that popped up once you do search for Adobe Sketch. And you see right there, nice big and everything, Adobe Photoshop Sketch. So just went ahead and downloaded it. So I'll move on, keep moving on. And here we can see the application, Adobe Sketch. So we're going to go ahead and open it up. So this is what the home screen is going to look like. I went ahead and just did a couple of projects. Uh, as you can see, they're nothing too serious. I just threw together some random stuff just to see what the application is capable of. But that is going to be the screen once you do open the app. From there, you're going to have to choose a format. This is going to be pretty important once it comes to when you actually have to move it somewhere else, whether you're doing like a cover art, just regular art, or anything. The formatting is going to be important because some businesses require you to have like a perfect square, which is probably why they put it as their first option. But as you can see, there's letter. You got the letter here, the iPad Pro, the iPad. I just went ahead and went with the square for the presentation. So let's go ahead and keep moving on. So this is actually going to be the editing page here. And from here, you're going to have all of your options. And I'm talking layering, settings, colors, pen style, editing tools, all that good stuff is going to be right here. As you can see with my little joke, that's where the magic happens. Keep on moving on. So first we're going to go ahead and go into the editing tool. So first one here, as you can see, just a little bit sketchy. Get it sketchy? Anyway, so to give you 5 options, there are more. If you go over to the plus, they're going to come in a couple of different varieties. If you wanted more, because I believe there's an extra 10, if you did want more, you would just have to go and buy them, which I'm probably not going to do. But, if you are going to take it serious, then, I guess that's just an investment. So these are a couple of the color options. Once you do decide to choose on the color, they do have it where you got the wheel, the RGB. I don't know why I said thinking RGB. Anyway, red, green, blue. So if you move the scale, the colors will actually change depending on if you move it up or down. But and there's also just random color schemes, so that if you want to go with more of a neutral color or more of a blues to see what you're working with, the lighter, darkers, and also the reds as well. So it gives you a lot of options once it comes to color too. What you're going to see is going to be very applicable in the next couple of stages. But one thing that I do suggest, I've been using that application for a while. Once it comes to editing and creating, and if you're not someone who likes to use their own drawing skills to make stuff, me personally, I like to edit. So go to this pexels.com to take photos, and they're stock photos. So that means that there's no licensing or anything that has to deal with it. You can take the photos and edit them however you please. For this one, I went ahead and just took this random photo. I mean, it's a very, very nice photo, right? Mountains. We got the moon. It's beautiful, beautiful. But went ahead and just clicked that free download and got that one. So, really cool. Alright, so I went ahead and just drew a couple of lines just to, try to make a little spiral, just to show you what it is capable of. Went ahead and just went with this one's just a regular ink pen. As you can see, it's a little bit more of a thicker line, but it's going to work out well. From here, you are capable of seeing the settings that you can get from when you actually start the sketch layer. And you can actually add more layers as well. I've done a couple of them where there's probably more than 10 to 15 layers, but it's just as easy as just going down and to add layer. Once you do press the plus, it'll just say add layer, and you can do a sketch layer or an image layer. And we're going ahead and do the image layer since we just talked about it, and going to try and use that mountain. Probably not going to come out good, but it will make for a good example. So let's see. Here we go. So actually from there, if you just went back, if you hit the image layer, then these options show up here on the left side. I just went ahead and went from my iPhone because I downloaded that picture of the mountain range. So then, bada bing, bada boom, pops up right here for us. From here, there's all the settings that you have for the imaging. And there's transforming, transform all layers, duplicate, all this good stuff. They're all going to pretty much do, it's pretty verbatim, explains itself, but pretty much you can fuse two pictures together with the transform. Just make a copy with a duplicate. And if you do have more layers, you can actually combine them together. So technically, the mountain range and the spiral are two different layers, but we can merge them, and where the mountain range will be a part of the spiral. Anyway, so what we're going to do next is actually work on the convert to sketch layer. So with that option, it'll actually let you edit the photo. And I really like this part of it because it's kind of like Photoshop, except for you don't have to pay for it. Since this app is completely free, I mean, there are extra tools that you can get that you can pay for, but just for the download and with all the options that it already comes with, it's more than capable of doing very professional work. Alright, so some more options that we're going to get are shapes. So, you got your lines, circles, squares, triangles, all that good stuff, even some French curves. I've never heard of this until I started using this app. French curves, I just really thought of like furniture. Anyway, moving on. So I went ahead and pressed the lines one. It actually makes a straight line. And the way it works is that if you hold down in between the highlighted area, it will light up the entire image that's on the page. So as you can see, these purple lines, that's where I moved the bar over to, and then just went ahead and highlighted it, and boom, just put purple lines straight down. As you can see, the image is a little bit edited already, just because I was making this step after I added the photo of the mountain range. But you'll be able to do that with all the shapes as well. So if you put down the circle, you hold it, boom, it'll highlight the entire outside of the circle. And same thing for the triangles and all the other shapes. And this one is going to be working on the eraser. So from here, if I were to go back just a few, there we go. Out of these options where you have your editing tool, right here at the bottom is the eraser. So once you go ahead and click on that, that's where our screen pops back up. And you can choose the size and the flow. Flow usually only works for color. So if you're erasing, the flow doesn't matter whatsoever. But as you can see, I just drew a line straight through the image. And even though it seems so simplistic, it's a very powerful tool. It allows you to really cut out every detail that you want and really just come up with a sophisticated picture. Let's see if we can move on up. It also allows you to enhance the photo, rotate it, which really comes in handy when you are trying to draw. And once you get to your non-dominant hand, I don't know if that's just me personally, but it's a little bit harder to draw once you're on your opposite side. So being able to rotate the picture all the way around, as you can see, I just started the rotation process on this one, really is beneficial. Here's just another example of that. I just zoomed in on the moon. I was able to actually erase all of that because of how well you can zoom in. If it wasn't for that, I probably would just erase the moon just completely and quickly and would have got irritated. Nobody wants that. There are other options if you don't want to use this application on your phone. You can pull it up on your iPad. You can pull it up on your computer. Any one of these will work. All you have to do is download. one of these two apps. There are more apps that you can download, but these are the ones that are suggested from the application. Alright, and thank you guys for listening. I hope that everybody actually gives the app a try. I thoroughly enjoy it, and I hope you will too. Alright guys, have a wonderful day.